Hey, veggie friends. I'm Liz from Veggie Every Day, here giving you advice on everything vegetarian and losing weight. So today I want to talk about the difference between eating styles. Are you confused about vegetarian versus flexitarian versus pescatarian versus vegan? Or are you one of those things and you're frustrated by people who just don't understand? I've been a vegetarian for 21 years and people still ask me if I eat cheese, still ask me if I eat chicken, though that one's a little more rare now, although back in the day that was totally the thing, and it honestly pissed me off because I was like, real vegetarians don't eat chicken. But I will give you kind of the lowdown on what all those different things mean. First and foremost, what you choose to eat is what you choose to eat, and it's your choice, and I'm not going to tell you what to eat, and I believe it's everyone's individual choice, and I respect that. And so I'm not going to tell you what to put on your plate, but I will tell you kind of what I do, and if you learn from that, cool. So let's start from the strictest and bring it back to what I guess the norm is. Most people think it's just eating meat or not eating meat, but it's just like allergies. Everything's individual, right? So if you're allergic to wheat, you don't eat wheat. If you're allergic to mushrooms, you don't eat mushrooms, but there's some general things that kind of go with each eating style. So vegans don't eat anything that has animal products in it or that involves animal cruelty. So some people are surprised to find that vegans don't eat honey, because there's some ethical concerns sometimes about the way the bees are treated. The honey is often replaced. I actually had to look this up because I had to try to explain it to someone the other day, and they were like, what do you mean? And I was like, yeah, I kind of know about this, but I don't have the full details. So with honey, the thing is that the bees sometimes, they will clip their wings after the season to make sure that they don't go to another place, so they'll still be back to produce more honey. Another thing is once they retract the honey, they sometimes will replace it with sugary substances that aren't good nutritionally for the bees to keep them alive when they normally would have had honey. So there's other ethical concerns where vegans don't eat those kind of things. They also don't do, for instance, and I've been leaning towards this on some like beauty products and some cleaning products. Like I try to do this, like some of the soaps that you use have animal byproducts, some of the makeup, some of the perfumes have like snail parts. I can't remember exactly what the thing is, but it's gross. I'm not super strict about it, but I'm conscious of it and I'm leaning more towards that way. So the next thing you have, so the vegans, obviously, they don't eat any eggs, no dairy, a lot of baked goods that have eggs in them, they don't eat those. There's a lot of things that it affects. For example, sugar is often filtered through bones, like cow bones, I believe it is. So they don't eat things that have regular processed sugar in them. Then you come to vegetarians, and vegetarians kind of span the board. You've got ovo and you got ovo-lacto. I'm a lacto, I eat dairy, but I don't eat eggs. A lot of vegetarians do eat eggs. And then there's a lot of things in between that you never know, right? So I don't eat eggs because one, they gross me out, and two, I just never liked them. But I will eat a cupcake that has an egg in it, or baked good that has that in it. I don't eat gelatin because it has ground horse bones in it. I don't eat soup. Like when I go to a restaurant, I'll ask about a soup, whether it's vegetarian or not, because a lot of people think it's vegetarian, but it may have chicken or beef broth, which today you can check out my Instagram. I just found out that Progresso is now marking their soups if they are vegetarian, where for the last 2 decades, I've had to check the ingredients, and things that you think are vegetarian, you go through, and you're like, it's chicken stock. And I'm like, well, shit, like I'm not eating that. So that's made it a lot easier. But so I'm super strict in a lot of ways, but if I go to, order something, I don't ask every single time, is it vegetarian? Just things I know that are triggers that will cause it to probably not be vegetarian. And sometimes if a waiter offers me that advice. For example, I went to a Mexican restaurant in Vegas. I can't remember the name of it right now. It was at the Tuscany. Is that the name of it? It's just off the strip. Anyway, I ordered and I said, and you know, my boyfriend at the time said she's vegetarian, and the waiter said, oh, well, that rice is cooked in chicken broth, which would not have occurred to me. Like, why the fuck are you cooking rice in chicken broth anyway? So it's not risotto, it's Mexican rice, right? So, but I appreciated that waiter telling me that that wasn't vegetarian, which was really cool. So I am semi-strict, I guess. So vegetarians kind of run the gamut in that way. So the next level after vegetarian would probably be pescatarian, which means they don't eat, you know, any beef or any pork or anything like that, but occasionally they will have fish. And then that comes down to their own individual, do they eat dairy or eggs or whatever? That's their own personal preference. And then a flexitarian is what I used to call the fakers back in 1998, when people would be like, I'm a vegetarian, but sometimes I eat chicken. And I'm like, dude, that's not a vegetarian. Like, it's really not. So flexitarian is people who primarily go vegetarian. They don't eat a lot of meat, but occasionally they will, which is cool too. Like, honestly, I honor whatever you want to do eating wise. Like, it's your prerogative. I could be criticized myself because as a vegetarian, some cheeses do have, I believe it's the casein or the rennet, I can't remember, but it's something that is animal derived and it's a small portion of the cheese. But in America, it's not marked, right? So if you go to Britain, cheeses are marked whether they're vegetarian or not. And the reason I still do that is because A, I tried to go vegan and I failed miserably. And B, it's really hard to determine which cheeses are vegetarian in America. Like, they're not marked, and you assume that, like, but there's a tiny piece of it that's not, and I kind of make that exception. So I hope this helped. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Let me know what your eating style is, and subscribe and share, and I'll be sharing videos on Fridays and Tuesdays with you. Have a great day.